Hi, cousin. Come on in. Vic!
Yo,
What's good, Vic?
I'm chilling. I'm trying to get right. I'm gonna get right. You see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Ooh, are those the 42 laws and principles of Bayat in the background?
I think so. I think so. Yeah, you definitely right. Yeah, got to keep
I
the
love it.
ancestors and the knowledge present.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Word.
All right. First off, let me just say thank you.
Ah, man.
Thank you so much for accepting this invite. Because originally I had named this something else. And I had actually named this topic this evening. I named this in 2018. No, 2019. And it was UPS. And when I was telling it to someone, he was like, that kind of went over my head. I don't get it. But
Mm.
I was using it as metaphor. I'm like UPS and the messages, packages. But he's like, nah. So when you and I spoke, I heard it in your voice. I'm like, well, what's another way that I could talk about messaging, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Right.
It hit me. SMS.
Okay.
Standard messaging system. That's the way we text.
All right.
And I thought this would be such a good conversation to have, considering it's Mercury retrograde. That's number one. And two, something that's been going on with me, you know what I'm saying, in terms of what I have going on in my life right now. Goodness, things that are that's happening. Sending mixed messages to God.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, let me welcome everybody in the room. This is the second, or I like to say 2.5, episode 2.5 of hashtag If These Walls. I am your host, your creatress, Joshelyn. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here. Today's topic is SMS, sending mixed signals. I also have the incomparable, not just a homie, he's a brother. I've known this gentleman for a very long time. I'm honored to be a part of his growth. But more so not be a part of it, to watch it. Back in the days of Unity Church.
Shout out to Unity.
Shout out to Unity.
Yeah.
How fitting, Unity. Here we are united having these conversations, and we're still building years later. You know what I mean?
Alignment.
Right.
Yep.
And then Vic and I are also former classmates in massage therapy.
Facts.
We went to school together. So Vic is my brother. And I said, who's the perfect male that I can get to have this conversation with? Just candid, just real raw, off the cuff, just give it, we can pour into it. And I was like, bet, boom, let me tap into bet.
Right.
So ladies and gentlemen, earthlings and aliens, I want to introduce y'all to my brother, CL Victor, co-MC of the H.O.M.E. podcast.
Right.
Melanated Excellent, the podcast. They are dope.
Oh, man.
Tap into their latest episode with the sound healing. We're gonna 212 about that later.
Okay, I'm with that, man. H.O.M.E, man. Shout out to my brother, the God I Day. You know what I mean? That's my brother. I always gotta represent him. So when you see me, you actually seeing two people. He might not be with me physically, but mentally, spiritually, I'm always connected to that brother. So shout out to the God I Day, Jermaine, man, for real.
Yes. Welcome, CL Victor, everybody.
I'm old school.
You threw me for a loop with that one.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, welcome everyone again. We're going to be talking about sending mixed messages. So here's the origin of this topic. So
hold on 1 second. Let me grab something. I feel kind of low, because let me grab something I can sit a little bit higher. Give me 1 second.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a great conversation. I kind of feel like I need to grab me a selenite stick or something. Like,
okay, there we go. All right.
Okay. Bet. All right. So here's where this conversation came from. Years ago, I would hear my homies, my male friends, talk about certain things, and they would talk about how, and I briefed this with you before too, talking about how they would have unprotected sex with the girls that they meet, but then wonder why they turn crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them know, well, do you know that you subconsciously let her know that you want to be with her? And you're basically letting her know, like, she's the one, you want to be with her, trust me, you know, all the feels of the sacral energy that is sex in the physical form, as well as not realizing mentally and emotionally, you're telling her something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the origin of how this started.
Okay.
Or how I got to this topic, because I was noticing it more and more with more of my homies. Like, do y'all not realize that y'all are telling these women one thing, but really doing the opposite? And you expect her to act the opposite of what you want, but then again, you did this action. Did you communicate that? Well, I thought it was assumed. No, it's not. No. Even if you say it to her verbally, energetically, it's the part that we forget. We forget energetic messages that we send to one another.
Right.
So with that being said, how do you feel about that, Vic? We're going to start there. Then we're going to get to part 2 of this sending mixed messages, because then we're going to dig deep with the universe and how we as individuals send the universe mixed messages and then wonder why we don't get the blessings that we want to get, because we teeter-tottering because our mental and emotional energy.
Right. You know, I'm from a place of knowledge of self. So my spiritual framework always has me to look at the man in the mirror. Like Michael Jackson would say, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. So when I look at the man in the mirror, I have to ask myself, why am I attracting individuals who are mixed up or sending me mixed signals? And what you're going to find is that most people are mixed up themselves. So if you're already mixed up, because we talk about mixed signals, right? Because I don't know how deep we want to go today, but
we're going deep. Nope. Shoo.
Okay.
Go.
So signals, we're talking about intuition. We're talking about the nervous system. You know what I'm saying? So when you have that energy going on, it's not hocus pocus. These are indicators, red flags that your own divine self is going to send you to guide you. Is this person good or is this person not good? Is this job good? Is it not good? Not good in the moral sense, but good is in an alignment for me. And so if you're receiving mixed signals from individuals, then that means that internally you are mixed up and you are attracting that which is happening within you.
Repeat that last part you just said.
So if you're mixed up inside, then you're going to attract other mixed individuals because you're mixed up internally, and what you're getting back is a reflection of what's going on inside of you.
So in this instance, when we keeping it with the example of what I just proposed, right? So are you saying that when these gentlemen have unprotected sex with these women and then these women go crazy or turn crazy and get possessive, et cetera, you're saying that internally that they're mixed up, correct?
True indeed. Because all right, so if you're having unprotected sex and you're an adult, then you have to take responsibility for why are you devaluing your temple, your womb in that manner, right? And if you got under the impression that this person was feeling you, was loving you, and it went down that way, then you got to say, what did I miss? There was always red flags.
Right.
It's just that we turn the blinders on and we say, you know what, I'm gonna look past that. And it's the little things that really determine a person's, I'll put it like this, not what they saying with their mouth, watch their behavior. See, we not studying behavioral patterns, we going by what somebody is saying. I promise you, if you study the behavioral patterns, you're gonna pick up a whole lot of information that you didn't pick up in the beginning. And then in hindsight, you go, Dad, you know what? I should have known that, or I didn't see that happening. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So for me, let me put me into this.
Okay.
Before, because you used the trigger word for me, you know, that womb word, it's like bing, you know, it gets it makes my feather go up, right?
Right.
So for me, in those instances, when I put myself in those situations, yes, it's a form of devaluing, because at those moments I didn't value myself as a woman, as not just a woman, as a human being. I didn't value myself or see myself or deem myself as worthy enough of getting something else more than that. And plus, it was the attention. It was me trying to fill a void that I didn't know how to fill for myself.
Okay.
And that's just me being completely transparent. And it's some people are like, oh, it's daddy issues. Yeah, it's a little bit of both parental issues and challenges, because I've since learned my attachment styles, and how I've been raised in a sense. And so I had to learn value. I had to learn that I'm worthy and I'm more than just my body, not to use sex as a weapon to get what I want. Meaning the want is the partner. The one is having someone there to want me, to give me the attention that my inner child wanted, to get the respect my inner child needed and always wanted, to get the love that my inner child needed and didn't, never feel like she fully received. It's that part of the worthiness of it.
Got you.
And that's shifting into the part two of how I was like, ding, of the SMS, right? So here I am. I'm in this new experience, let's put it this way, and I'm not trying to get into
a little entanglement.
But I don't want to call it an entanglement. It's getting to be a little bit more than that. And I'm noticing how I'm responding in a traumatic way. Like I'm very self-aware. You know me. I've done a lot of work on myself, but I'm also noticing, as I'm getting all this goodness in my life that's happening, the things that I've prayed for, the things that I meditate, I meditate on, the things that I've affirmed and written down several times in like my journals and my books, and saying, put it on my, my vision boards. It's starting to unfold and starting to happen. My hippocampus, my brain, my body, my mind, my anxiety, everything is on 10 right now.
Okay.
And it's my trauma response. Because before, anytime things good that have been happening, I feel like the rug is being pulled from under my feet, or it does happen. So it's like my spiritual mom and I were speaking, and she said, honey, and she said this to me as recent as last night. She said, no. Because I told her I feel suffocated. Now we have the new moon in Libra.
Okay.
Sun is in Libra. We're in Libra season. Relationships, boundaries, the air, the mind. And I've been feeling so suffocated.
Wow. Okay.
I've been feeling weighed down, my anxiety, and then Mercury retrograde. We got some other planets in retrograde too, but my anxiety has been skyrocketing. Like even today, I still had to breathe and bring myself down to a certain level, because if I'm not in control, or I don't feel like I have my hand in something, I'm not getting the answers that I want right away. Like I'm freaking out. Like,
right.
And even still, what do I do with all this goodness? Like, God, whoa. And she said to me, she said, honey, you've been praying for this. Why are you running? Why are you avoiding this? Why is your body in a state of alarm? Why are you telling God, like, no, this ain't, but God's like, this is what you asked for, and I'm giving it to you. Look how you acting.
Well, so my disposition on that, right? There's a law in the ancient Kemetic text, right, called cause and effect. And and cause and effect is non-biased. So basically, the thoughts that we put out, the energy we put out, we're gonna get that's a cause, and so there's gonna be an effect. But we don't control exactly that effect. Or we focus where our power is. Our power is in planting good seeds, right? The most important currency that you can have is trust.
Wait. Repeat what you just said.
The most important currency we have as beings is trust. There's nothing you can't do when you have trust. When your woman trusts you, when your man trusts you, when your nation trusts you, when the universe trusts you, when you trust yourself,
Mm.
there's a certain level of effects
Mm-hmm.
that come with that trust. So the same way there's effects that come with the mistrust. So
Mm.
we have to trust the process.
Mm.
So if you know that you've planted the right seeds, you've been doing the work, you've been doing the meditating, you've been doing the healing, right? You've been doing the assignment of helping other people. At this particular point, you relax into the work because
Mm.
you put the work in, you put the right causes into effect. And now you have to trust that those causes is going to produce the effect that's just due. But yeah.
Listen, trust is my thing. Like, that's what I'm learning to do. You know what I mean? Like, my root chakra, I'm getting the most root chakra, like, lesson ever. And that's the thing. I say
What?
that to myself every day. I am trustworthy. I trust. I can trust. I am worthy and deserving to be trusted. I am worthy and deserving to be trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole rug being pulled from under my feet, you know, from my former career, you know, I vowed to never work for another corporate America, white man, whatever you want to call it, ever again. But here I am, you know, in a position of, I got offered something and it's like, whoa, okay, I see it. Like, God, I manifested this. And God's like, yeah, you did. This is yours. Here you go. You know, trusting.
Well, when I hear you say that, you know what comes to my mind is fire. Because trust ain't something you say with your mouth, right? I trust you. Like there's a fire,
Like a passion.
the element of fire, right? We all got to go to when you set something in motion. The first thing the universe says is, "Are you sure?"
Repeat what you said. You going in and out on me.
I say when you put something into motion, I want this, I desire this. You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing the universe says is, "Are you sure?"
Mm.
And the answer is not with your mouth. You don't say, "Yes, universe, I'm sure." The universe is going to put you through a fire. And
Mm.
with the fire, with anything, a fire purifies, right? A fire can break down a metal or iron in order for it to be reshaped. But what happens is when we ask for it, we don't want to go through the fire. And the fire is what makes it refine. It's refinement, right? So now I want a spouse, I want a partner, I want a lover, I want a confidant, I want a friend. Are you sure? It ain't what you see on TV. It ain't like we gonna walk hands on the beach and like when you think about a person you admire, you're not thinking about seeing them sitting on the toilet taking a dump. Like I'm not thinking about how they bowel move is gonna smell. I'm thinking about what it's gonna be like once I become intimate. But the truth is, this person does number two. You know what I'm saying? This is the reality of it. So we got to get away from our idea of something and merge it with the reality of something. And that means that everything we want and desire must go through a fire for the trust to develop, for the trust to come. It ain't about you saying it with your mouth, "Oh, yeah, I trust you. Oh, yeah." Nah, you got to go through the fire. And the fire is going to determine whether or not you're trustworthy or not.
Bro. First off, Jermaine, thank you. Refinement. Yes. Listen, it's it's the fire we don't want to go through.
Right. That's the hell. That's when the Bible metaphysically is talking about hell.
Now, you know what? I'm going to have you unpack that. I want you to unpack that part about the hell, the metaphysical aspect of hell. Let's go.
I mean, basically, fire and brimstone. You know what I'm saying? The soul has to go through a refinement. Once it comes through the earth and you forget who you are, you start really believing that you Joshelyn James. You really start believing. I start believing that I'm CL Victor. I start attaching myself to the body instead of the higher self. So now, once my demise happens, I have to go through a certain fire because my yacht says that my heart got to be weighed on a scale. And if my heart doesn't weigh more than a feather, I got to go through the hell. In other words, my burdens, my troubles, my transgressions, I can't attach who I am to those. Those were my experiences. Those were my challenges. That was my school. Now, once my heart weighs less than a feather, I get to enter into the kingdom of heaven, the place of where my effects have taken place. My work has been done, and now I get to relax and enjoy from the fruits of my labor. That's my heaven.
Okay, we're gonna go two ways with this, but I just want to share. I have this mantra affirmation that I came up with a couple of days ago in honor of being in Libra season, and it's going to the heart being, you know, lighter than the feather. And because like I said, I've been feeling heavy lately, and the prayer that I prayed was, may the burdens of my heart be carried by the wind, and my heart be lighter than a feather.
Woohoo! See, look at that alignment right there. Look at that alignment right there.
And like the transition and transformation that I'm going through, and I'm like getting to my goodness and getting to the things that I've prayed for and asked for. And you're absolutely right in terms of the fire and the brimstone. When I tell people I've been through hell these past 5 years,
See?
Financial hell, like beating pre-foreclosure 5 times, losing an ex, to this Negro went and I'm just gonna say it how I want to say it. This Negro went and got himself murdered. Okay,
no,
I know what that feels like. Man. I know what it feels like to come to realizations about, you know, your whole life, your childhood, and going through the fire and the brimstone with your parents, because there's like, hold on here. I inherited this. This ain't mine. This is yours. But then when you put stuff, you're showing people like, hey, I've been carrying this for you. This ain't my burden. Can you take this back? Then they don't like you no more. Going through the miscommunication, going through the losing jobs and financial hell. I've gone through everything up into these moments.
Of course.
As of recently, but that's what you said. It's like my success coach. So by the way, y'all, I'm here at a men's healing retreat. I'm downstairs in the basement at this lake house. Absolutely beautiful. I'm a volunteer and I'm a servant. Nothing but men. We'll get to that later. So my success coach, she's the one who hosted, and she says this metaphor of like this teacup, and the teacup has to go through this process, being painted, going through the fire to after it's molded from being clay, and then being etched, dug into, going through the fire to hold everything together so it won't chip, putting the porcelain on it, and the teacup keeps asking during the whole process, like, why are you doing this to me? This hurts. I don't like it. And then the creator, he's like, this is to make you better. And that's the part, and I think Jermaine said it earlier, you can't cheat the process. And for me, let me get in my humanity and my ego. My archetype is prima donna queen. I'm one of those. I feel like some days, like, shit, I done been through a lot of lifetimes. I can cheat some stuff. I want to cheat the process. And then the metaphysical part of me, you know, and the other stuff, I don't want to use the M word, but like, is there a certain thing that I can say and do to make this go away, to make this manifest, to make this happen? You know what I'm saying? I have those moments of humanity where I feel like, nah, I shouldn't have to go through this. Where is my goodness? Like, where's the good? I don't like none of this. Realizing you have to go through, not over, to get to where you got to go.
Absolutely, man. I mean, at some point in time, you begin to embrace the fire, because you look at yourself and you love yourself, and you say, Dad, I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through what I've been through. So now, of course, we don't like to get burned. Getting burned hurt. It's pain. You know what I'm saying? It's pain. So it ain't by accident, but after a while, just like working out, right? When you first start working out, it hurt. Next day you sore. What's going to make you keep going back to that gym to get where you need to be at? You know, some people got health conditions. Some people got more, I want to get my body right. Whatever your reason or purpose is, you get up and you go and you keep going. And after a while, you begin to crave that pain, right? You begin to crave that soreness. If you don't feel sore, something ain't right. I ain't having me a good workout. I need to feel sore. So same thing with life. When you come to the round table and you sit at the round table with the masters, you sit at the round table with the universe, you don't go as a peasant. You don't go begging. And we not begging. We going to negotiate, right? And you can't ask for a master's wages, and if your mindset is like a peasant or a beggar, the universe is going to give you.
I'm sorry, I had to lay out on that one. It's like,
yeah, that was dope. That was like a movie. That was like a movie right there. That was scripted.
But no, like you speak in facts, bro. Like,
yeah.
Finish. Nah. I want you. I love when you get in this channel. Like when you channel Vic, that's why I picked you for this. Like when you be channeling and you be speaking, you be channeling and you be speaking.
Peace, man. I thank you. I'm just honored. I'm a servant like you. You know what I'm saying? And this is when my own battles, my own pain. I've been through the bankruptcy. I've been through the foreclosure. I've been through heartbreaks. I mean, I grew up in the projects in New York City, Southside Jamaica, Queens, 40 projects, crack era. I know pain. But one thing I do know is I know some pain. So when I'm saying to the people listening at any point in time, when you go to the table of the masters, of the divine, of the universe, you don't go as a peasant, you go as a master, and you ask and demand and affirm the master's wages. Now, if you go to the table thinking you a peasant, oh, please, I've been good. I've been this. Universe is going, yo, come on, man. You are built for this. You are made to go to war. The thrill of the fight. That's like, remember the Rocky song? The thrill of the fight. That's you a fighter. You here to fight. You know what I'm saying? You're not here to chill and kumbaya, and you here to fight. So now when you go to the table, say, yo, I've been a fighter. I put up the fight. Now I need this in order to, I need that. And so it is. I say it is, and so it is. And the universe has to do that. It has to match your energy. It has to match as the man believed in his heart. So is he. So deep down in your heart, if you thinking you a peasant, if you thinking you a beggar, if you thinking you a sinner, if you thinking you not worthy, then yeah, you're gonna get the effects of that kind of thinking. But when you go and say, yo, I'm a master of healing, I help heal the portals. I don't just heal a vagina. I don't just help heal a womb. I'm healing the portal. I need this and that to do my work. Has to do that because that's what you really think and believe in your heart. That's the law. Not because the universe like you, not because the universe think you cute. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you believe, that's what you understand about self. And then when you operate in that, you're gonna meet the right people. You're gonna meet the right partner because now you are purpose driven. So now your partner is gonna align with your purpose. You're not seeking a partner, you're seeking a purpose. And so now when your partner comes into play, they align with your purpose. If we become more purpose driven, what's my reason for being here? And I guarantee you, these mixed people, ask them what their purpose is for being here. And they're not gonna tell you with affirmity, with conciseness why they're here. And so if they can't tell you why they're here, then how can they tell you how they're gonna be here for you?
This is good, Mufu. This is amazing. This is a great conversation.
Yeah, man.
So fitting for the Libra new moon, Maya balance, all of that. Oh my goodness. So being from your background, where you come from, Vic, you appear to me, and just as your energy, you know, I be reading. You were so grounded. And I don't think you realize how grounded you truly are. And maybe you do.
No, I don't. I don't.
And one thing I've also noticed, like with men being here at this men's healing retreat, you men wear an armor that we as women don't realize that y'all wear.
Right.
So the question that I'm getting to is, how did you push past, like, what are some of, I don't want to use the word coping mechanisms. What are some healing techniques and things that you've done to process your pain, your trauma, to not respond in a traumatic way as you've seen, you've inherited, you've taught, self-taught before?
I got a tool belt. See what I'm saying? It's like a architect, a builder. He got tools. So when I went through the pain and, I look around and there's nobody there to rescue me, to save me, then I got to save self. So I start searching, what did my ancestors do? Because nothing I go through is what my forefathers and foremothers went through, picking cotton in the field. So what did they do? As they went through 400 years of chattel slavery and brutal oppression, I look at them for inspiration. I go and I study Marcus Garvey and see what did he do. See what I'm saying? So I align my mind with those who have triumphed and persevered. So I read. I read. I know that my situations aren't just mine. I know somebody been through them before me. So I read and I study the path of great individuals. That's one thing. Two, I work out. I talk to people like yourself. Me and my brother, we always counseling each other. We have a very great brotherhood. So I have that. And I also, let me pull out one of my tools real quick.
Okay.
Let me pull out one of my tools real quick. You know what I'm saying? We meditate, man. We do all the things, we supposed to be doing. But, one of the things that I came across that I've been loving is my...
I already feel like I knew you was going to pull it out. I knew it.
This tool right here, just breathe. Take a deep breath in, breathe out in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's the best tool you can never have, is your breath.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So I started getting into sound therapy, sound frequencies and stuff like that, because I'm trying to align myself with the truth of what nature really is. And those things really help to ground me, to remind me. I understand that it's not about me learning. It's about me remembering who I am. And the more and more I continue to remember, the more and more I continue to love myself and understand that I'm a part of something bigger, and I'm going to just do my part. And that gives me a sense of peace, that I only put my energy on where I have power at. I don't worry about everything I can't control. I focus on what I can control, and that seems to really help keep me, balanced and grounded. And I'm having fun. Like I'm enjoying life, and I'm having fun learning and growing.
That's beautiful. So just going back to like the sending messages to the self and to God's spirit, universe, omniverse, that nature, right? You're saying this toolkit that you have, is that a way of how you communicate with yourself as well?
It's a way to help me remember.
Right.
Because once I remember, I just give you a quick short story. All right. When I was about 6 years old, 7 years old, my grandmother, I living in the projects in New York City, and I was the only child. I was the only grandchild. One day I came home from school, and the ambulance was in front of my grandmother's building. So I didn't know who the ambulance was for. I'm just walking home from school. As I get to the building, they're bringing my grandmother out on a wheelchair. Matter of fact, on a gurney. And the look in my grandmother's eyes was like she was dazed and confused. Long story short, she fell in the bathroom, bumped her head, and from that point on, she had amnesia. She didn't remember. Now, my grandmother at that age was my best friend. She
Mm-hmm.
loved me unconditionally. Her only grandchild, she'd give me the world. So for me as a child, to see my grandmother not remember who I was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
What I did was every day I would bring her photo albums. You know, back in the day, we had those photo albums with the sticky pages and the Polaroids and all of that. I would go and show her these pictures every day. And she'd be like, no, I don't remember. No, no, no. And then one day she stopped and she looked at me in the eye and she started remembering me. And once I remembered that and she remembered me, it took on a whole nother level. And that, I said all that to say, that's what we're experiencing right now. We simply have forgotten who we are, what's the mission, and what's the purpose. But once you remember, everything changes. And you begin to ride with the waves. It's going to be up, it's going to be down. You know that. But at the end of the day, you know you built for it. So once having that understanding allows me to endure.
Right. And, you know, for me, and I love to put myself in situations to show others, like, this is what I go through. You know what I'm saying? You're not alone in this, because we all in this thing together. We're interconnected. We are an ecosystem. You know, they try to teach that we're separate, but no, we're all together in this thing, okay? We may have come out of individual wombs, okay? But we all in this thing together.
Right.
So to put myself in that, again, I'm retraining and reprogramming my subconscious mind, because a lot of us don't realize that oftentimes we respond in the humanity that we respond in because that's the subconscious mind and how it's been trained and programmed. And that's where the mixed messages come from, because a lot of us, I'd say, I'm going to keep it funky and say this, 90% of us operate from the subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind and our conscious mind are not balanced.
Right.
It's not. And so I'm gonna keep it funky in this manner. People who come from the hood or in Black settings, or who don't know about therapy and healing techniques and tools, et cetera, you know, out here, I don't want to say running amok, amnesia. They don't know. They don't know. So how is it that we can provide a solution for people like that? Because you and I are very fortunate to have that moment of, wait a minute here. Whoa, I have to do what? I am who? What do I need to do? Oh, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what are some solutions that we could do to help others understand? Notice how I used that just now. Understand that, first of all, you have a subconscious mind. That gotta be retrained and reprogrammed, because 9 times out of 10, you know some trauma issue. You've been living in trauma. Hashtag hello me. That's why I've been experiencing anxiety like a mug lately, because I got all this good stuff coming to me and I don't know how to handle goodness. Boom. I felt that again in my chest, my heart chakra just now. But I understand that this is, like you said earlier, the fire and the brimstone. You got to go through the hell to get to your heaven. Right. You know what I'm saying? So what are some solutions that we could provide, or solutions to this, for people to understand this is a process? You got a subconscious, conscious mind. You got to balance them two. You got your ego. Yeah, your ego. It's a good thing, but however, you got to train it. So what are some solutions for this?
You know what, sis? You know, to me, it's only one solution. You know what I'm saying? And the solution is for you to do you, to be you. Like, you so powerful. Because it's not with your words. Right. It's not about what you say. It's about how you live. You see what I'm saying? And how you live, like, for example, like, it's a poem that goes, I'd rather see a sermon than hear a sermon. Right? Fine counsel can be confusing, but a perfect and clear example is always clear. So be the example. A lot of people in our community, they don't have the example. They looking at the TV and all these other individuals as examples. So if you just live your life, that's how powerful you are. They say you throw a rock in the water and it causes a ripple. All you got to do is be you. That's how powerful you are. If you continue on your journey and you continue on getting more refined in your purpose, your energy is going to animate. Like you could be sitting down eating a sandwich. I don't know if you're vegan or not, but it could be a vegan sandwich, a tuna sandwich. It don't matter. But the way you eat a sandwich and you just eating it, you're not thinking about nothing. You just hungry. You eating that sandwich and somebody walk by and look at you and like, man, the way she eat that sandwich is profound. Like it's something about the way she's doing that makes me want to come over next to you, maybe want to ask you a question, maybe want to be near you. And then when I sit next to you, right, I sit next to you and your energy of your knowledge of yourself, the love of yourself is going to make me love myself. You sit up. I'm not gonna slouch like I'm a G. You're not coming and sitting with me talking to me like this. First thing I did when I got on the thing with you, I adjusted my seat. I said, let me sit up for my sister. Because your energy not gonna allow me to slouch and like I'm cool. I'm from Queens, South Side. So I'm in the presence of a divine goddess. Let me set myself up. So you ain't have to do nothing. You ain't have to tell me nothing. You being you was enough. And if we can remember that you being you and you doing you is enough. And then as you go along, you just share your experiences and be the example. Change the whole entire world because you're doing it now.
That's like what Jazzo said on y'all's last episode on your podcast, by the way. Yes, everybody who came in the room, CL Victor's co-MC, one half of H.O.M.E, House of Melanated Excellence. Yes, no House of Melanated Excellence, the podcast. They had a sound healing / sound therapy. She's a guru, and she was on there, and they asked her, give us a word or like some profound wisdom, and all she said was, be the change you seek. That's all she said. She said, I know it sounds simple, but that's really just it. And I'm about to get to this real quick. The simplest things we have the hardest time doing.
I mean, hold on, pause it right there. That's very important what you just said. Because simple don't mean easy. You know
say it again.
Simple say it again. Does not mean easy. When people hear simple, they think it's just easy. Simple don't mean easy. So I wanted just to throw that out there. But go ahead, sis.
Listen, but I was just getting to the point to where that's what she was talking about. Like, be the change you seek. And the simple things, it's like, for me, it's been a challenge. Because, again, I've been wired to complicate things because I've been in nothing but mentally, emotionally, and a lot of times physically complicated situations.
Right. Well, you know what? We had the legendary hip hop MC Cannabis on our show, and he was talking about growing up in Jamaica. And he said that, we know Jamaicans are known for working hard, and a lot of times they believe that America, the streets is paved with gold and all of that. And he says that Jamaicans don't want easy. They just want an opportunity. The way he said it, I never looked at the word opportunity like that before. And once he said that, me and my brother went back to the lab, dissected the word opportunity, and to give it a whole new meaning and vibration. So now, when I met with these challenges in life, different scenarios, I look at them as an opportunity to evolve and to grow into who I am, to what I need to be doing. Now, because you're not going to get it while you're chilling with your feet up. When everything is easy for you, there ain't no growth there. Growth is only going to come from the pain and the fire. So when the situations happen, right, then now I look at it as an opportunity to refine myself, to grow. Just that shift and how I perceive it, because that's where our power is at. Our power is in our perception. So how we perceive everything is going to help determine the effects of a thing. So if I perceive it in the right manner as an opportunity, now I'm not saying it's easy, but it's simple. Look at it as an opportunity and then go from there. If you look at it from that angle, I guarantee you your outcomes and your effects is going to be way different.
I had to take a moment to pause on that one. I had to take a moment. Even going back to the beginning of the conversation, we was talking about how, you know, my homies, you know, they have an unprotected sex really with easy women, but manifesting complicated ass situations, having that mixed energy. But then again, like you said, it's because they're mixed up inside. And again, and you even pointed, no purpose. People are just doing things just to do it, where there is no purpose in this. You're doing a sacred act out of an empty nothing, really.
Right.
Ooh, this is Vic. You gave me more than what I thought. I really don't know how this conversation was gonna go, to be honest with you, because again, I'm in this space of like right now. I'll touch to this too, tying it with the topic again. Being at this men's healing retreat, I got stuff going on. Anxiety's been crazy, but hearing these men speak, hearing them yell, shed a tear, hearing a man say who's married, when you ask them, do you need anything? And one of the brothers said to one of the other sisters, just the fact that you asked me is good. I got emotional just saying that.
Facts.
When I tell you my energy, my anxiety, but being in this energy has made it like scoop through the roof. What messages I've been sitting, we the women have been talking. What the hell of us women have been doing?
Wow.
What have we been doing for y'all to be that way? If we set the tone, what message have we really, what signal have we sent to y'all? First of all, how did we attract y'all? If that's the energy that it turned into. The oldest gentleman here is 70 years old. Yeah, Baba is 70, and there's another gentleman who's in his late 60s right under him. And he told us a story this morning about how he'll ask his wife for something, and he has a walker. He's mobile, but he has some neurological stuff going on.
Gotcha.
And he said, I asked my wife to do something, and she'll be like, I ain't your slave. And you know what it makes me think of? God bless the dead. I'm going to bring this up. Kevin Samuels. He used to talk about the old school women and how they were subservient or more so submissive to the husbands. And I'm like, this man is 70 years old. But he said as of 10 years ago that his wife started saying that. So my thing is, where did the shift happen in these marriages to where the women just stop being submissive, or more so just not appreciating their partner? What signal did they send out? Where did the lines and the wires and the signals get crossed? Like, where does that happen? Because right now, as of what I'm seeing, we're in a state of emergency.
Facts.
I say, and my heart chakra is starting to do some stuff as I say this. A lot of us women blame the men, but really it's like, do you not realize, sis, you a part of the problem, if not the problem?
Right.
That's causing these men, cause and effect, there we go.
Right.
To behave in this manner.
Right.
Like, where do the lines get crossed? Because for so long, again, my alarm system, me trusting this new situation with a particular gentleman, like, where trust? Like, how do we get here? How can I, as a woman, and I'm doing this now, I'm laying my sword down. Because first of all, why do I have my sword up in the first place? And you've given me no reason to let me armor up just in case. Like me, again, I'll say this, waiting for the rug to be pulled from under my feet. But my thought process has been these past couple of days, why is there even a rug?
You know, Um, you came on our show, of course, Sisterhood Consciousness. You and Akua, shout out to Akua.
Shout out
When
to
you
Akua.
when you came on the show, I asked you. I said, Joshelyn, do the black woman still love the black man? And I was even nervous about asking the question. Jermaine was like, yo, you was like, he called me on that, right? So I was like, I was nervous because like I know you were a straight shooter. But I know it was a question that had to be asked. And if you would have said anything but what you said, I know I would have understood, but I would have been hurt because I don't want you to leave. Like I don't want you to look outside of the black man, the brother, as a place of protection, as a place of. But if you did, I would understand. Your response was, I love it. It was abso-freaking-lutely. I was like, oh man, that did something to me to let me know, okay, brother, yo, keep going, because there are sisters out here that's left that's riding with us. And we need to start having more conversations like that and understand what's at stake here. We're in a society that's not conducive to our culture. We're not putting the culture first. The culture is our perspective, our lens of how we look at life, how we look at our spouse, how we look at family. So if our culture has been compromised, if our culture can be sold, if our culture can be usurped, then we're going to get a lot of miscommunication, a lot of misdirection, a lot of chaos. There was a question that was posed like, how do you swim in water and not get wet? Right? And it's like, think about it, it's impossible. We're in a toxic situation to our culture. Our culture is there as our foundation to give us that guidance. The elders is there to give us that wisdom. But where's the elder right now? You know what I'm saying? Where's that pipeline of knowledge and wisdom and understanding being passed down? And so now we got to fend for ourselves. And by doing that, there's going to be a lot of miscommunication. There's going to be a lot of fire. You know, the 5% that said 85% are deaf, dumb, and blind. Now, however you choose to slice it and dice it, if you got 85% of the human population deaf, dumb, and blind to the true nature of their reality, then you gotta assess that. If you're dealing with an 85%er and you a 5%er, and I don't mean just in that sense, I'm just talking about mathematically. If you have the consciousness and the awareness, then your assessment has to be held to a higher standard. And we're not doing that. We're not being mindful of the music, of the television, of the conversations, and we're taking in all this energy and then wondering why everything is coming out the way it is. It's because it's not even your own. That's not your own programming. You haven't stepped into the master. See, the master programs himself. If you're an 85%er, that means that all these other things is programming. So when you, Joshelyn, as a divine sister, when you go talk to somebody, you're not talking to them. You're talking to a program. And you have to be so in tune with who you are that when you speak to them, you are how they say, upstaging the program. You're going directly to the source of the person, and they ain't gonna like it. Sometimes they're gonna reject you at times. But see, if you're true to this thing, then that's what's gonna end up happening. You're gonna go past or go through their programming, because 85% of the people we talking to and dealing with are programs. They're saying the same thing. There's no authentic thought. There's no pure thought. There's no pure actions. Everything is based upon what they be seeing on TV. That's why you come around, everybody's saying the same thing. They all programs. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. That's just the reality of it. And so for us to be in certain positions, taking that into consideration, then we make better decisions now on who we allow into our cipher, who we gonna let sit at the council about our table of counsel, and who we gonna put our most important currency in, which is trust. Who we gonna put that trust in? And so once we have that foundation laid out, our culture, our ways of life, our understanding, you know, they say you cannot defeat a people who eat the same food and take the same days off for work. So if we're not in unison and unity in that regard, we don't even know who we are. So we have to expect the miscommunication. We have to expect the destruction, right? And do our part to elevate it to a whole nother level.
I love it. Trust. That's been the word of the month for me in September.
Right.
And it's no coincidence that it's during Mercury retrograde, the planet of communication. It's no coincidence now it's showing up again in Libra season as we talk about Libras. Libras are all about relationships.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
They all about balance and fairness, right?
Right.
Like they all about the scales. They were Mayat again, right? We was all about the scales, that judgment. What's they say good doesn't mean what's morally good. It means what's beneficial to you. Evil is what's not beneficial to you. Had nothing to do with morality. That was something that came later on. But the original meaning of good is that which is beneficial to you, and evil meant that which is not beneficial to you. So what's good for you, do you even know? Because you're taking it what's good for somebody else. What society, what everybody else is saying is good, did you say, okay, that's what good is? Well, there was a time when it was good for you to get up out your seat and move to the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But somebody that was good. And you say, okay, I got to go along with that. No. Once you know self, you know what's good for you and what's not good for you. And then you make decisions. You plant the seeds. And you relax in your mastership and let you know that your seeds is going to produce the harvest you want. That's what a master do.
And you know, when you talk about that just now, like, then people, we're going to say it in this context, people around you, when you start knowing who you are and you starting to hold your chest out and pulling your shoulders back and holding your head high, ooh, that person, you getting too big for your britches. You being brand new. You know, me being the person that I am, you know, I'm on my Pegasus. I'm a goddess. You know how they say people on their high horse? Yeah, they on their high horse, but I'm a goddess. I'm on my Pegasus, okay? Right. I am getting too big for my britches. Sounds like I need new pants.
Oh, let me get one. How you? I don't know how you. Let me get one. Yeah, that's. Oh, we need some new britches.
I need new pants.
You need new pants, yo.
I've outgrown the ones that I've been wearing. You're right. I am getting too big for my pants.
For my britches.
You know,
respectfully.
It amazes me how when we get to that point to where we do trust ourselves and we walk into our power and we're sure of ourselves, not sending mixed signals to the universe and to everyone else, that surety, that certainty that a lot of people, again, 90% don't operate in, we become the issue when we are the 10%.
Facts.
We become arrogant.
Right. We become the fire.
We become
the fire. Because now we become the fire. Because now you got to hold yourself accountable in front of me. Now you can't get away with that when you're in front of me. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to put you through that fire now. See what I'm saying? So now once we become the fire, of course, we know what comes with that. We accept that. We understand our roles in that. We embrace it. It's an opportunity for us. You know? Yeah.
I love this. This has been an amazing conversation.
Definitely.
I feel like this has been confirmation for me yet again in more ways than one. Hearing that word trust again, trust the process, and not just trusting the process, respecting the process.
Right.
There's a level of respect with the universe, with God, spirit, however you want to, Allah, whatever you call this great grand creator that has put us all here to live out our divine purposes. Again, purpose, being purpose driven, operating in a space of purpose, attracting what your purpose is, the people, the resources, the opportunities. Understanding the meaning of these opportunities.
Yes.
Understanding, like, I think it was Big Crit who said this, you got to have the highs to balance out the lows. But understanding that both have to exist in order for there to be the experience.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like Job knew, hey, whatever God got me going through, there's a greater purpose for this. I'm gonna ride this wave out. Yeah, I done lost my wife, my kids, my cattle, my friends, everything. And I'm about to lose my mind. But there's a purpose for it all. So this has been amazing, so fitting. We got Mayat in the back. Shout out to the guys.
Shout out, yeah.
So on this day of the Libra new moon, it's no coincidence.
No coincidence. No coincidence.
No coincidence that my day was delayed yesterday. I wasn't gonna be able to make the 7:30. And you was like, nah, sis, we could do tomorrow at 8:30. I'm like, okay, Spirit, I see you moving.
Listen, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. I'm in the process of moving, right? I was in the process of moving. And I was like, because everything kind of happened abruptly. And when you was like, yo, when I booked with you, it was like, then something went through. Now we're gonna move, boom, boom, boom. So Saturday was chaotic. But I was like, yo, I don't care what happens. I'm gonna carve out that time and sit down with my sister because I gave my word. See, that's how trust. That's how trust is established. I need my sister to trust me. See what I'm saying? When you go put money into a bank, you don't worry about it. You trust that it's gonna be there. I want that same kind of energy between myself and my sister. So if I gave my word to her, even if I'm in the process of moving or whatever the case, even though I know you're gonna understand. Even though I know it ain't gonna be no riff or no beef, I need the currency. I need the currency of trust. So I was gonna be there. And the universe knew that. So the universe, yo, you sent me the text and say, yo, I'm coming through from Atlanta. How about we push it back till tomorrow at 8:30? I didn't even, yo, it felt like a ton of bricks were lifted off of my shoulders, yo. That's my word. I said, great. I said, great. I didn't, yo, listen. So that's what I'm saying. When you do the work and those things happen, you give honor to them, you recognize them, and you start to see them happening more and more in your life. Because for all of that being said, I want my word to be my bond. And if my word is my bond, then my trust with myself, my trust with my friends, my trust with the universe is going to keep on elevating and is going to keep on going through refinement.
The universe heard you.
Fact.
God heard you.
I didn't even say nothing. I didn't drop down.
But you thought it though. That mental energy.
My heart. It's all about the heart, man. The heart is not going to show, man. I'm about to go off on something, man.
Man, go off.
Listen, the heart operates in the now. The heart operates in the quantum spectrum. The heart is the only thing that's for boom, for boom. That's the homing device for boom. The brain, it only balances or thinks about or measures likeness, past, and what may happen in the future based upon what happened in the past. It's a measurement thing. So it's like as comparison. The heart gives no about that. The heart is here for a mission, a purpose. It don't care if you like me. It don't care what. The heart is a problem. So you got to get in tune with the heart. And once you get in tune with the heart, yo, magic happens. When I say magic, I mean manifesting aligned goals and consciousness. When I say magic.
Time out. We're going to throw that flag on the play real quick. Repeat what you just said. What's magic again?
Magic is manifesting aligned goals and consciousness. You know what I'm saying?
I had to hit my B-boy pose on that one.
Yo, I say, yeah. When you live in your truth, it's all about perspective again. You live in your truth and doing your purpose. Somebody looking at that's going to say like, damn, look like she's doing magic. Boy, you doing this, you in alignment and you manifesting what's in your heart and this big conscious reality that we're in. It's in alignment and it's manifesting. You planted the seeds and they're beginning to harvest. So now I'm mixed up. I'm lost. So I'm looking at my sister and she's making it happen. I'm like, it look like magic. Well, call it what you want to call it. Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, the real meaning of abracadabra is when I speak, I spell.
Ooh.
That's a real Latin term. When I speak, I spell. Yes. So the alignment piece, man, people always ask me why I wear 222 around my neck. And I tell them, well, we're in the year of 2022, 222. It equals the number 6. 6 is the number after the number 5, which is conflict, change, chaos, right? 6, rebirth, renewal. Hey, let's rethink what we're doing. 222 for me, of course, getting in alignment. The part that I have been struggling with this year, and it finally clicked for me recently, is the getting piece. Joshelyn, you ain't in alignment. You're getting in alignment. Fire and brimstone.
Yeah. And don't forget, your episode was 22, the 22nd episode. Wisdom.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh!
So you in alignment, sis. You ain't getting there. You been it. You just gotta remember. You just gotta remember.
Yo.
Your toothbrush looking good from over here.
Yeah, man.
Good from over here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Next year we going 777. Because I'll be 34. And it's no coincidence that 222 equals 6. I'm 33 this year. So that was another reason why I picked that up too. I was like, all right, I'm double ascended mastery number, right place, right space, right time. All right, let's align these two together. But I had to remind myself, it's the getting in alignment. This year we've been getting in alignment. And then it's 2020 part 2. So whatever we was experiencing in 2020, we're having a replay of it, but it's part 2 of it. Because see, we either did something we weren't supposed to do, or we did something we was supposed to do. Now that is crumbling because it's like, you really weren't supposed to do that. Or you're going to pick up where you left off from 2020.
Right.
So that's where I'm at in life. Like, hey, you were supposed to do something in 2020. You thought this was going to happen? Nah, player, we're going to take this off and put you back where you were supposed to be. That kind of deal. Again, this has been the biggest trust and faith walk I've ever been on in my life. Like, I've always lived this program. I've always lived a program that someone's given to me. I thought I had to do it, looking at everyone else. Again, self-doubt, because I didn't value myself. You know, I was really raised to be barefoot pregnant, get a job, get some benefits, get married, have kids, retire, not understanding that, you know, yeah, I want to be a millionaire, but how are you going to do it? Well, chase your dreams. Don't chase the money, chase the dreams. Oh, dreams are for silly people, or dreams are for broke people, blah, 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 blah. Not realizing that this is coming from people who didn't have time or didn't take the energy and belief in themselves to chase their own dreams.
Right.
Trust. It all goes, you said it, you hit the nail on the head. Trust is such an important currency that we don't have.
It's the ultimate currency.
It's
even on the money.
Currency.
In God we trust, right? What does that mean? In God we trust.
Yeah. I heard someone say we don't have sound. I hear you. You hear me. Does anybody else not have sound? Maybe it's on them. I don't know. Anywho, they'll let us know whether we got it or not. I hear you, Vic. I hear you.
Okay. Let me switch on my.
I hear you.
All right.
But yeah, trust being that very important currency. Very, very important. Go ahead. What you was about to say, and we're gonna tie this thing all together, put a pretty bow on it, and wrap this thing on up.
No, I was gonna say, when in the money you say in God we trust. So whoever, you know, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. But when we're talking about kind of trust, we're not talking about, like I said, I want to be clear. We're talking about a sublime trust. The same kind of trust you put your money into the bank, you don't worry about it. When you start to have that in your relationships, how can your relationships fail? You got the same kind of trust that you put when you put your money into a bank, the same kind of trust with your partner. How can y'all fail? You can't. But the fact that we don't have that, we don't take the time to develop that. We don't take the time to develop, keeping our word, our bond, and then we reap the effects of that. So, yo, that's what it is. Work on your trust. Trust with yourself, man. Work on your trust and watch the magic that happened in your life.
Woo, that's what I'm working on in this season. Trusting myself, trusting the process, respecting myself as I go through this process. That's why y'all may think there's something else in my cup. No, this is strawberry and orange water. Strawberry is red for my root chakra, orange for my my sacral chakra. I'm my red jasper working. I'm working over here.
Right. We trust you.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. But this has been an amazing conversation. Again, people, watch what you say, watch what you do, watch what you think.
Hold on.
Because
go ahead. I'm sorry. I just seen my cousin, my brother just popped up in. Shout out to my cousin Marcus, man. He helped me move yesterday. So, yo, he came through in the clutch for me. So I had to shout him out, man. Appreciate you, cuz. Love you.
Oh, shout out to cuz. What's up, cousin? But yeah, like this was great. This was very much so needed. I'm sure people was like, what? No, this all ties together. Watch what you put out into the universe because it comes back to you. Like my success coach upstairs, Coach Dora Chambers, she says, life and death is in the power of the tongue. She just came out with, well, that's in the Bible, but she says that often to us. And she just came out with her affirmation cards called Speak Life because she's a person of, she speaks life.
Mm-hmm.
She says, watch what you say. And so for me, and I pray for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Just get comfortable with your goodness. And if you're not living in a state of goodness, tap in with yourself. How can I create a state of goodness? And then you got to believe it. Like one of my favorite 2 Chainz songs is Rolls Royce. He said, believe in yourself. Who else going to believe in you? Who else going to believe in you?
Facts. Right.
So believe in yourself, believe that you have the power to heal yourself. If people alienate themselves or they alienate you because you're going through a transformation, you don't think like them, you don't speak like them, you don't act like them, you don't eat like them. Well, guess what? It may be them, plural. You know what I'm saying? Right. And just look at it as they're going through their human journey. I'm going through my human journey as a spiritual being having a human existence and a human experience. I can still love that person, but I can love that person being who I am. Again, trusting that I am who I am. I'm still connected to that I am. I'm on the right path. There's fire, hell, brimstone for me to go through. Because remember, pressure makes diamonds, fire makes diamonds. In order for me to shine, I got to go through some ish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So thank you again, Vic.
Thank you.
This has been a riveting conversation. This is like, you fed me in so many ways that like I knew this whole weekend, again, men's healing retreat, just me being poured into and me learning. My spiritual mom, when she hugged me before I left, she said, be a sponge. And she was more so saying, like, soak it all in, like your goodness that is happening, the just everything that's going on. Like, yeah, because I look at Mercury retrograde as a time of chaos and turmoil, but I've been getting blessed with things that I didn't think that I could be blessed with, or more so like, man, that's just gonna happen in my head and in my dreams and on my vision board. But really, oh snap, it's happening because I've been saying these affirmations and meditating and just trusting and just flowing with it, And so when I have those moments of alarm and trigger and blah blah blah, and it's like, hold on here, we're retraining that subconscious mind to flow and believe we belong here. You're supposed to be here. This is what you asked for, gal. Go ahead and accept it and say gratitude. Thank you. Just say thank you.
Gratitude.
You gotta remain grateful. Gotta remain grateful.
Gratitude, man.
Gratitude. I do a gratitude journal prompt every morning. Even with me having anxiety, I write through it. Because it's like, I got something to be thankful for. Just I write through it. So, do you have any lasting words before we wrap this thing on up?
Oh man, listen, Josh, man, we go way back. You are dear to me in so many different ways. You've been an angel on my journey. So I'm just honored that I'm able to be a part of your podcast, If These Walls. I wish you much success. And you know you H.O.M.E all day. And
All day.
you are home. There's always a seat for you at the table of H.O.M.E. And yo, please, you got to come back soon. Them brothers at the retreat, give them my love, give them my regards. You know, if they really want to, you know, take it to another level, tell them to tap in, tell them to come on home. You know what I'm saying? We got that nourishment for our brothers, and this is what is being built for, to be a place where we as men can come and fellowship and show love. We talked about it on our show today called Philadelphia. And Phila means, in Greek, it means an agape love, right? It's a strong kind of love. And Delphia, right? Delphia is the brother, right? Delpha is also a fraternity, like the deltas, right? It's also a mental state where the mind begins to relax, where the mind begins to rejuvenate, the mind begins to replenish itself in the state of delta. So when you got Philadelphia, you have brotherhood, you have real love between us as melanated men. And that's what H.O.M.E is here to provide for our brothers and sisters, is a place that we can remember who we are, and we say, yo, come on home, man. And that's what we be about right there. And get you a bowl too. Stop playing.
Get you a bowl.
You
That's
can't
on
be
my list.
friend if you ain't got a bowl, man. You need this. What you talking about? In the beginning was the sound, man. What you talking about?
Remember, words of vibrations, people.
Fact.
These messages and signals we send, our words are frequencies.
Another hour. You know I love talk like that. Frequencies, alchemy, that's my words.
I know that is. I know that is.
Alchemy. What is that?
Yes. I love it. Well, everyone, I want to thank y'all for being here. Y'all could have been anywhere. It's football games going on.
Oh,
it's
wow.
a whole bunch of stuff going on. Y'all could have been anywhere, but you're here with me. I appreciate your existence, Vic. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate what you offer to the world.
Thank you.
I appreciate our friendship, our brother sisterhood. Jermaine, I appreciate you too. The other half, he's tapped in of H.O.M.E, House of Melanated Excellence, the podcast. I appreciate you, brothers, and what y'all provide to the community. Because y'all really having some great conversations.
Gratitude.
It's needed. It's like seriously needed. So thank you. Thank him. Just thank the creator for the great existence of who we are and what we're here to do. May we all live in our existence and our purpose. We walk in our purpose. We believe in our purpose. We love in our purpose. And we do it unapologetically and not with a worry or care in the world about another human being who wants to tear it down because they don't understand their own purpose. So God, we give thanks. I had to say that prayer real quick.
Oh, man.
You know, I'm a prayer warrior. That's my thing. So thank you. And everyone, I just want to say thank you for tuning in again. And may the burdens of your heart be carried by the wind. And your heart becomes free.
And in the words of Marcus Garvey, one love.
Happy new moon in Libra, everyone. Y'all have a good night. Vic, thank you again. Y'all like, share, comment, tell your friend, your grandmama, everybody about this. I appreciate y'all. We out. Peace.
All right.